Good evening. Welcome to the Kent City Council meeting for Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. If everyone could please rise and join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job, Marley.
I couldn't quite hear to catch up with you guys.
It's perfect. All right, Kim, could you call the roll, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Ralph?
Here.
Council President Boyce?
Here.
Councilmember Fincher?
Here.
Councilmember Kaur? Councilmember Larmer?
Here.
Councilmember Michaud?
Here.
Councilmember Thomas?
Here.
Councilmember Troutner?
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kim. With that brings us down to item number 3, approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda from any council members or staff? All right, seeing none, a motion would be in order to approve the agenda as published.
So move. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries 6-0. Brings us down to public communications. We have a couple of items this evening. The first one is our Employee of the Month. So here at the City of Kent, there's an opportunity each month for our employees to recognize one of their peers for whether it be a special project or just really in their everyday work here at the city, making that they're exemplifying those that vision, mission, values, and goals. Very excited to announce the March 23 Employee of the Month is Tony Cameron. Tony was hired by the city on June 1st, 2022 as a technical support specialist 2 in the IT department. So think service desk. He was promoted into his current position of desk side support tier 2 on September 16th of 2022. He assists in planning and organizing, coordinating of work with tech support specialists, acts as a lead for assigned staff, and provides technical support and training for the use of city's computers, systems, and software applications. Tony was nominated because in a very short time he became a member of the city. After becoming a member of the City Kent IT department, he's a great asset not only to his department but the whole city. Tony's customer service skills are awesome, and his think out of the box mentality has been really valuable to IT and to many staff members and other departments within our organization. He is always up for the challenge to find solutions for our city departments. Although Tony is responsible for his own daily tasks, he is often found assisting his fellow coworkers and even helping them with their homework assignments during lunch. Tony continuously embraces our values, and we celebrate him as March's Employee of the Month. If we could get a big round of applause for Tony. If you haven't interacted with him, when you call the service desk, he's fabulous and is always very willing to jump in and solve those tech problems, which in our world is really, really important to keep things moving. So grateful, grateful for Tony and his just jumping in and becoming a really important part of our city team. The next item on our agenda is an appointment to Civil Service Commission. Council, I'm bringing forward Charlie Mitchell. He is a teacher at Kent Ridge to be on the Civil Service Commission. There's information in the packet, and it does appear on the consent agenda. I'm hoping that you will confirm that nomination with consent calendar this evening. Brings us down to community events. Council President Boyce, community events.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, Thunderbirds, they are on fire. Okay, if you haven't got a chance to see them, please take an opportunity to go and watch them play. They do have a game on March 10th versus the Tri-City, March 11th against the Everett Silvertip, and March 17th against Portland. They really are playing extremely well. You haven't had a chance to see them play this year, please do so. Also, March 18-19, Tacoma Stars will be playing the Mystique Outlaws, and on the 24th, they are playing the Dallas Sidekick. On April 9th, we have a concert. Is it called, how you pronounce it? Is it Grupo? How you pronounce that, Madam Mayor?
Oh, let me take a look. Grupo Arriesgado.
Arriesgado. There you go. Not too sure what they're doing, but I'm sure it'll be good to go see, right? April 28th, we have the Awaken Music Festival, May 5th, Gary Allen. And one of my favorite, June 3rd, the Kent International Festival. Really always have a good time at that event. June 9th through 11th, Jurassic World Live Tour. That should be fun to take your kids to. And then November 25th, Peppa Aguilar. So that's what's going on at Showwear Center. So thank you.
All right. And a sold-out show on Saturday, this last Saturday.
Oh,
Completely sold out the venue, so.
which one was that?
Ice Cube,
Ooh.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, Dog Pound.
With Brenda there? Fincher?
I didn't see Brenda there.
I missed that one.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, Councilmember Fincher.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. You have a chance to hear some great music. We have our Spotlight series, which you've heard about. We have Matt Dust sing Sinatra, and we have Ray on My Mind. So 2 great concerts coming up this month on the 15th and the 25th. You can go to our website and get your tickets for that and enjoy some great music. And we also, from the Public Works side, we have some of our trash pickup, or rather litter cleanup events coming. So you can take your recycling in, and a little bit of an early notice, but you have our Team Up to Clean Up coming up in May, so you can put that on your calendar and watch for more information. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Fincher. That brings us down to reports and opportunity for all of our council members to share the work that they are doing representing the city of Kent outside of the council and committee meetings, making sure that Kent's voice is heard in those regional conversations, which not only work on policy that would impact our city and our residents, but also funding opportunities and that kind of thing that come available. I will start off with my report as well as our CAO report. While Pat Fitzpatrick is out, want to let everyone know that the CAO report is in the packet, so you can take a look at the things that have been going on there. We do not have executive session tonight. I just have a couple of quick updates. Kent 101 continues on. We are several weeks in. Last week we had a fabulous presentation from our law department and court, so thank you, Tammy, and Sarah Watson from our prosecutor's office, along with Judge Geip from the court. So great presentations. This week they will be hearing from the Parks Department. So it's a fabulous engaged group, and once we get to graduation, we'll have them all come and meet the council as well. So those are going very well. I serve on the Puget Sound Regional Council's Executive Committee and Executive Board as well. Big thing that we talked about at our last meeting was the Safe Streets grants. So federal government had some grant money available for safety programs in roads. The city of Kent applied for it, and they came back and said if there's cities that are all applying or competing in a particular region that they would like to see a consolidated grant program. PSRC took the lead on that, and we were selected as a grant recipient. So money coming to the city of Kent, but also the region to continue working on safe streets. So excited about that. Have also had a chance to attend a couple of schools in the last couple weeks. I was at Kentview Elementary to speak to second graders about what government is, what it's like to be a mayor and how they interact with city government. Was at Horizon today and had a chance to read to 3 kindergarten classes, and also hung out with the Interact Club up at KM, the high school Rotary Club, and work with them on some service projects ideas. So there's just a lot of really good things happening in our community when it comes to our students and their engagement in their local government and understanding why it's important. So on that really happy note. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about very quickly. It's a program that we're going to be rolling out through the Kent Police Department. It's called Take Me Home. And this is an opportunity for parents that have children with disabilities, autism, Downs, cognitive disabilities, or spouses or family members of seniors that have dementia, Alzheimer's, to register with the police department, put all the identifying information into a database. So if our officers come across someone that is lost, they can easily access that database with descriptors and return the person home. Or the other way around, if the person goes missing and the family calls, we've already got access to all of their information along with pictures. You can check that out at kentwa.gov/takemehome. Really an important program for our community to make sure that we're keeping all of our loved ones safe. With that, Council President, I will look your way.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We had our Operation Public Safety meeting this afternoon. Very short agenda. We paid our bills, and we got a report on our fourth quarter 2022 investment report, and things are looking good. The finance team is doing a really good job of, watching the city money and for the investment go. So that was a good report. And then for our workshop, we had an excellent report regarding the Riverbend Complex, the golf course. And as most of you know, we made a decision back in 2018 to get rid of the par 3 and also find a way to try to make the golf course be able to sustain on their own. That was a tough decision at that time, but it turned out to be a great decision. We are very excited to know now that the golf course stand up on its own. There's don't need to be supplement from the general funds, which is a great thing. Just a little bit of history. 2017 lost about $300,000. 2018, $65,000 in the hole. 2019 turned a little bit of profit of about $20,000, and then 2020 about $80,000 in the hole. In 2021 another $70,000 in the hole. However, 2022 was the first year that they are in the black. It was $429,000, which is really awesome. And then for 2023, they're pretty much projecting right around $400,000 also in the black. Black is good. So we're real excited about that. We have the restaurant, Half Line, which is a great partner down there, and really helping that place be successful. I think I kind of reminded of a three-legged stool where you had the council making a tough decision on being able to get rid of the par 3 and look for what's best for the golf course. And then you got Half Line, who is also a great partner, a great restaurant. If you haven't been there, I would encourage you to go there. Me and my family have been there quite a few times, and such a fun place. And then I think you have the city with the mayor and under Julie leadership to really kind of help guide us to where we need to go. So I think all of the council members was really pleased with the report, and nice to see programs sustain on their own and so on. So just kudos, and I hope it'll be a good report for the Kent Reporter on their cover page. It'll be nice to read about that. So there's a great thing. As far as Sound City Association, we'll meet tomorrow. We will be getting a briefing from Candace Brock around what's going on in the legislature. So I know we'll be talking a lot about House Bill 1110, a lot of conversation around that. So we'll be spending a lot of time tomorrow just talking about that. So I look forward to the conversation. And that's all I have. And I'm going to look here to my left, and Councilmember Michaud, who been in Belize for vacation. Got anything you want to report out besides that?
All right, thank you, Council President. I serve as the Parks and Human Services Committee Chair, and this last week we had a meeting. We had lots of good stuff, lots of money from King County. We got some money for our arts program and funding for Morro Meadows Park, Salt Air Vista, and some trails. So it's all good news. And then two other things we talked about were the city arts plan for 2023 to 2027, and that is in our packet tonight. And then also we approved the CDBG annual action plan, and that is also on our consent agenda tonight. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Councilman Larmer.
Thank you. Council President, I serve on the King County Aging and Disabilities Advisory Council, and we are having our next meeting this coming Friday, so I will have a report next session.
Thank you, Councilmember Larmer. Councilmember Troutner.
Thank you, Council President. I am Chair of the Economic and Community Development Committee, and just to let everyone know, we are not going to be meeting on Monday the 13th. That meeting has been canceled, so we will come back together in April. I am also on the Regional Transit Committee. We will have our next meeting on March 15th, but I just want to let everyone know about a really cool program that King County Metro launched this week. It is called Metro Flex. And if you can recall, Kent has been pretty successful with using Ride Pingo to transit, so kind of think of it as an on-call ride system. They are taking community rides, Ride Pingo to Transit and Via to Transit, and combining it into one on-demand service platform, which is called Metro Flex. So it's supposed to be even better. Anyone can download the app, and you can ride anywhere within the service area that is providing those services, which includes Kent. So really great option for people that are trying to get around the city and not having access to some routes that may have been cut by Metro. The cost is just as much as a bus trip would be. Currently, there's about 6,200 riders per week that are using Metro on-demand services, and the average travel time for those people is 7.5 minutes. So again, a really great option for people trying to get around, especially if your routes aren't available in your area. So be sure to check out kingcounty.gov and search Metro Flex for more information, or download the app. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Troutner. Councilmember Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I serve as chairman of the Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority. We did not meet, so I have no report.
Okay, thank you, sir. And last but not least, Councilmember Fincher.
Thank you, Council President. We have the Arts Commission. I have spoken on that last meeting, but I want to remind people that coming to a theater near you up at the high school, the Anna Boys Choir and the music of James Taylor are on the list. So listen for more about that. Mental Illness and Drug Dependency Advisory Committee. We have the 4 emerging needs programs that were that received grants. And one of those was the Tubman Center. So we had a presentation for them. And one of the cool things about what they're doing is we know that there's a great need for therapists and all to help, that there's a lot of mental illness out there, more mental illness, declining numbers on people to help treat that. And so they're looking at culturally relevant programs and care. And in that need for behavioral health practitioners, they're looking at people from within the community. So solving the community's physical problems, looking at the whole person, looking at the health and wellness, the social emotional health, and some of the factors that they figured out that are impacting a lot of people are not only health, but the physical health, but the built environment, the cost of living, transportation, insurance, and for some, the failure of the insurance industry. So a lot of things going on there. That is one of the programs that received a grant for the innovative way they're looking at increasing the stock. We also had a report on the King County Crisis Care Units, and one glaring thing that popped out that we've known for a while is the capacity. So we need places to be able to put people. We see people all around who are in need of care, especially behavioral health-wise, and we have no place to put those. So we know that there's the upcoming levy, which we'll hear about, or bond issue that we'll hear about more later on. And that was it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Fincher. Madam Mayor, that ends our report.
All right. Thank you very much, Council President and council members, for all the work that you do representing our city outside of these meetings. Mm-hmm. All right, that moves us on in the agenda to a public hearing. We do not have a public hearing this evening. The next item is public comment. It's an opportunity for community members to speak to the council and the mayor on issues that relate to the business of the city of Kent or an agenda item the council will consider at this meeting. Comments that don't relate to the business of the city of Kent are not permitted, and I do want to remind everyone that comments for supporting or opposing a ballot measure or a candidate are not allowed by state law. We do limit public comment to 3 minutes, and if we could have our speakers state their name, city of residence for the record. Kim, can you call our speakers, please?
Thank you, Mayor. I have one person signed up to speak remotely, and it is Cliff Cawthon.
Okay, excellent. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Excellent. My name is Cliff Cawthon. I'm a homeowner on East Hill, and also I'm the Advocacy and Policy Manager for Habitat for Humanity of Seattle, King, and Kittitas counties. So thanks for allowing me to speak, and also kudos on the digital setup. Now, the Race in Equity Action Plan that is as before you tonight is a really good step forward for the city. I think there are a lot of really good things in it, and it can help the city relate to community better. However, it's missing a key area of concern, which I'm actually kind of surprised about: housing. The housing crisis is also a racial wealth crisis. And with a huge racial homeownership gap between white and BIPOC Washingtonians, there are also several disproportionately negative impacts that BIPOC communities face every day within this crisis. We are advocating for things on the legislative level, but the city of Kent can also take action as well, and particularly through this race and equity action plan. By putting forth a plan that recognizes legalizing middle housing as a strategy in all residential areas, as well as working with community to create affordable housing and strengthening tenant protections. In fact, for most of the 20th century, zoning practices have been used to segregate our neighborhoods by banning middle housing and other affordable multifamily housing types. Legalizing housing, middle housing, and creating affordable housing therein is a priority of the Black Home Initiative, also a coalition of Black-led organizations, housing advocates, and private sector allies. And they recognize this would create new home ownership and new affordable housing opportunities to address displacement. In fact, Habitat is taking action in Renton and Burien with our La Fortuna project in Renton that utilizes triplexes. And in Burien, it's going to be our largest project ever in South King County, 40 units, primarily with middle housing types. So this is a great opportunity. It shows how community organizations can partner with the city and also county actors to boldly build the affordable housing that people need. And racial equity and justice mean opening housing opportunities for families here in Kent who have been or are currently systematically denied them. I would ask that you amend the Race and Equity Action Plan to add a robust housing component that supports BIPOC homeownership, as well as a commitment to examining affordable housing strategies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anybody else signed up to speak.
All right. Thank you, Kim. We will move on to the consent calendar. We have items A through K. Is there a motion to approve consent?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd like a motion to approve the consent calendar, item A through K.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion carries 6-0. Item number 9 on our agenda is other business. We do not have any. We do have, under item 10, 2 bids this evening. The first one is our 2023 crack ceiling plan or bid award, and joining us is Chad Barron, our Public Works Director.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We every year go out for crack ceiling bid. This is where we put out for contractors to come in and they clean out the cracks in pavement and put in tar, asphalt, to seal cracks and extend the life of our roads. So they're on a number of streets throughout the city. We don't have an exact map of it shown tonight, but because it's so many various areas, but we do have it in the bid. And it's about 2,000 tons of asphalt that they'll apply to the roadways. We're seeing a little bit of volatility in the market with regard to bids. We did get a good bid. We had 2 good bids on this one. We came in about 30% under, but we do have 2 very high bids. So just a note for future weeks. I'll be coming back with other bids, and we've had good ones so far this year, but maybe we're starting to see a little bit of a tightening of the market. So again, excited about this one. We received 5 bids. The engineer's estimate was $252,590, and the low bid was $186,000. And the company that was the low bidder has worked with us for several years in the past and done a very good job. So,
all right, Council, any questions on this bid award?
Madam Mayor, yeah, does it include potholes too when you say cracks, or just really the cracks?
No, just the cracks.
Okay, okay.
To keep water from going down into the subgrade of the road and to keep it from creating potholes. But pothole filling is still our guys.
Now, we the weather had to be nice to put that stuff in there. You got to, yeah.
Summer work.
Summer work. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, then a motion would be in order.
Madam Mayor, I move to award the 2023 crack ceiling project to Husenga Enterprises, LLC, in the amount of $186,455.88, and authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents, subject to final terms and conditions acceptable to the city attorney and public works director.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Chad. That brings us to our next bid, which is the Morrow Meadows Park renovation bid. And joining us tonight is Terry Youngman, our Park Planning and Development Manager.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council President, council members. Thanks for having me here tonight. Bringing more good news from the Parks Department. We've got the Morrow Meadows Phase 2 renovation project ready to go out to construction. We're here to award the bid tonight. So just a reminder of the phasing that's taken place on this site. The area in blue, you recall, was the area that was under construction a couple years ago as part of the YMCA and Morrow Meadows combined project. So the building was built, the parking to the right-hand side, and then all the park amenities to the north of the building, basketball, off-leash area, open lawn spaces, etc. The area in red is the area that we're going to be taking under construction this summer, what we're calling Phase 2. It really deals with the balance of the park, so that was the scope that was left over from the original phase. If you recall, we couldn't afford the full scope of work as part of that project, so we said we'd break it out into a future phase. We're here now. We're about to do that. This really completes the project altogether. We did public engagement as part of this project. Everything was on engagekentparks.com. We sent out roughly 7,500 mailers to all the residents nearby. We had direct contact with 12 multifamily complexes. We posted notices in the park and inside the YMCA. We sent out notices through Peach Jar, and we had an online survey, had 110 responses to that survey. The graph to the right just kind of shows what people were most interested in, which really highlights children's play. That's the purple bar. And then the other thing that people really wanted to see in this park was more nature play. And it sets us up really well because the playground campus there, if you recall, just south of there is a wooded space, just south of the playground. That's kind of got an open understory to it, and it's really made the perfect setting for nature play. So we're going to be getting a pretty substantially sized nature play component inside that wooded area. So this is an early concept from our consultants. Actually, the final plans are really close to this. You can see that wooded area to the south. But the park improvements include playground replacement and expansion, drainage and stormwater upgrades, the nature-based play area, a covered stage, ADA upgrades, pollinator meadow, improvements to the turf, and irrigation of the Great Lawn. Construction's happening this summer, so we're going to be going forward as soon as possible. So we wanted to get a head start on this project so that it was really just 1 year of construction. So we're starting in April and should last through September. So unfortunately, it does take it out of commission for the summer, but the balance of that project to the blue side will all be open throughout construction. So people will still have access to the YMCA, access to all the improvements that were done as part of that YMCA project. The project is funded primarily from Parks Capital, but if you were at Parks Committee earlier this week, you saw that we did get $500,000 from King County to supplement the project. This is a plan sheet from the bid set. So let me see if I remember how this thing works. All right, so if you recall the sites, we have parking is over here, and then you've got restroom building with plaza space. All of this plaza space is getting replaced. It doesn't meet ADA standards. That was actually a big component of the project that has to get dealt with, is non-conforming or non-compliant sidewalks. So we've got full ADA accessibility from our parking lot to the main shelter. And then the playground was situated roughly here, so it's going to move actually to the hillside. So this is the kind of grade change from the low portion up to the lawn, and we're playing with this topography change as part of the playground to create a more accessible playground experience, and I'll show you that on the next slide, as the playground design allows people to take the path around and up to the top so that people in a wheelchair or with other mobility needs can get from there to actually out to the highest point of that playground, which is really important for creating all access play. And then the other thing I'll point out is the expanded size. This is the nature play area down here. It's quite large, and so you're going to see things like boulders and logs and gathering spaces for kids so that they can be in that nature play area. One of the cool things about the design of this is it's actually going to include a fence here around, so it's going to keep kids from going out on 248th Street. It's going to give parents a real sense of safety as they step into that place, that they can let their kid go play and don't have to worry about them getting into too much trouble. And then the other thing I wanted to point out is I think we're going to end up with a pretty dramatic set of swings here, kind of on top of the hill looking back this direction. And then the stage here, that's going to be a permanent stage that's going to be home to the summer concert series. And it'll move around still, but we wanted to really build a permanent location because it's been so successful here and it has all the appropriate parking on the Morrow Meadow side, or on the YMCA side rather. So we thought now this is a good opportunity to go ahead and formalize that space and create something more permanent. Here's the playground design. You can kind of see down low, and then you kind of climb up to the top as you go along the outer edge to get up to the top, and then you can transfer from that platform. This thing keeps turning off on me. Anyways, you can transfer from that platform out to the top to then have the full experience of the playground. We'll also include a hill slide that you see there, and then the swings in the background. And so, yeah, this is where we are today. We had 8 bids as part of the project, a really successful quantity of bids on the project. The lowest responsive bidder was Harkness Construction, LLC, for a total amount of $1,599,753. So that's what we're here to award tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
All right. Council, questions for Terry?
Madam Mayor,
Council President.
around the stage, or are you going to have power out there? That's
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So I think previously we'd run temporary power from the building. We're now going to make that permanent.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be great. Good. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other? Oh, Councilmember Michaud.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Terry, I am looking forward to dramatic swings and and a permanent place for the stage. It looks great. Yeah.
Councilmember Fincher.
Thank you. What is the closing date for the park?
April. We don't have a notice to proceed yet, so we need to get the bid award, then we need to work with the contractor on a notice to proceed. So a little bit depends on their availability too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be posting it out to the public as soon as we know that exact date, but I'm going to guess
Okay.
it's roughly mid-April.
Okay.
Be my guess.
And closing through like September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, Councilmember Larmer.
Thank you. Yeah, Terry, I just wanted to say thank you for that hillside slide, because I remember it was probably about 2-3 years ago, a group of older Boy Scouts. I had an opportunity to talk with them, and one of the things they asked was for parks that accommodated sort of that young teen size kids. And so I'm excited to see that there's, between that and the dramatic swings, hopefully, opportunities for them too. So thank you for taking into account those older kids that still want to play as well. And then I did have one question. Did I hear you say there'll be a pollinator garden or a pollinator patch?
Yeah, there will be. Let me go back a couple of slides. So here, here along this edge, you can kind of see the change in the hatch along this edge. That's a slope, and it's a slope that's a little bit difficult to mow. And so rather than mowing it down to the short level that you see most of our lawns, we're going to do the same thing we did up at West Fenwick. If you've seen the pollinator meadow that we did there, it's just around the periphery of the main lawn there. So we're going to do that kind of same thing here and, let wildflowers grow in the spring and summer, and then they'll get cut down once or twice a year.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I bet Councilman Fincher loved that.
Nice. Any other questions for Terry? With that, a motion would be in order.
Madam Mayor, I move to award the Morrow Meadows Park renovation project to Harkness Construction, LLC, in the amount of $1,599,753, including Washington sales tax, and authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents subject to final terms and conditions acceptable to the city attorney and park director.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Terry, for the presentation and all the work on this park. I am especially excited about the accessibility that the play equipment will have. I think it's a really important thing that we've been spending more time paying attention to, and I'm grateful for that, and I know our residents are as well. So excited for a brand new park. Mm-hmm. All right, that brings us down to item number 11, which is executive session. We do not have one this evening, so unless there is anything else for the good of the order. Just got a reminder from Councilmember Troutner, thank you very much. I do have one other thing. Next Tuesday is the annual State of the City address. It will be held at Kent Meridian Performing Arts Center. Councilmember Thomas, you're supposed to say go Royals. Doors open at 6:30 and the event starts at 7 o'clock. It's really going to be a great opportunity to highlight some of the great work that we've done as a city over the last year and look forward into the future and talk about some of the good things that we have coming towards our city in this year. So with that, we are at the bottom of the agenda and we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your week.
Take care, Marley. Feel better.
Go Royals.